So Chris, can you just tell us a little bit about the tour today, please?
Yeah, just the tour of basically showing the team around what we do here operationally, clinically, and everything about the charity really. So it's that small, high-performing team environment that we perform to. Our doctors, our paramedics, and the aircraft and the pilots. Really comparable, with the professional football team, that high-performing small team environment. So it's great to see the team in and around the hangar and speaking to today's crew.
And can you just tell us a little bit about the operations here?
Yeah, so we're a 24/7 clinical operation, and we're backed up by the helicopter you see behind me, which flies 19 hours a day. So we're the only aircraft to fly in this region at night. We fly till 2 in the morning, and then what's just behind the camera is a couple of our critical care cars. So we provide that 24/7 critical care, which is above the ambulance service, to the region of Links and Notts.
And how important is the partnership between here and also the football club?
Yeah, it's absolutely huge. Lincoln City, the Imps, great, iconic within the region. This yellow helicopter and Links and Notts Air Ambulance, the same. We've been nearly here 30 years. I know the Imps maybe slightly longer, but this partnership and what the fans will see on Saturday is really crucial, because we're a charity at the end of the day. We do need to raise £10 million this year to continue to provide this service.
Obviously, you just touched on Saturday. You're going to be at the match against Carlisle.
Yeah,
what can the fans expect to see?
So they might see the helicopter flying over if we're coming back from a mission. That'd be great if you can see. You're going to see a load of fundraisers and volunteers. An army of them collecting buckets. So if you do see them, drop some pennies or notes in there as well. If you want to donate, I've just been given a number. So it's LCFC 70085 to text that number and donate £5. But just ask the team, you'll see them in bright yellow t-shirts. Ask them what it's about, what they're there for, what do we do? Because it's not just raising the money, but also the public awareness of what we do.
And are there any other ways that the fans can support what you do?
Oh, they can do a ton, yeah. I remember last year I rode to Snowdon and from here, and then climbed the mountain with a load of fundraisers. So they can do something extreme or that, or walk 10k, 5k, or go onto one of our challenge websites and have a look. I think there's even a Kilimanjaro expedition next year. Raise £5,000, climb Kilimanjaro and raise funds for what we are, which is an important charity in the region.
Obviously, it's an expensive job what you guys do here. Can you just talk us through some of the costs?
Yeah, sure. Well, we've got everything behind us, which is nearly £11 million worth of state-of-the-art helicopter, all the way down to disposable medical consumable goods. So maybe you're talking £25 for a disposable single plastic tubes that goes down a child when we anaesthetise them, all the way up to £400 to do an invasive blood pressure monitoring. We give blood. We can carry out on-scene amputations. We can even do open heart surgery in the middle of the chest or a nightclub. So it's all those things just cost money. So yeah, it's about £10 million per year that we need to raise. So anything that anybody donates to us goes an extremely long way.
Clive, you're one of the pilots here. What does an average day look like for you?
Okay, so we have 2 shifts per day. The first shift will start at 7 o'clock in the morning and they'll be on until 5 p.m. The second shift comes in at 4 o'clock. We do a handover and they'll be on until 2 o'clock in the morning. What happens when we initially come in, we'll go through the paperwork for the aircraft, then prepare the aircraft in terms of checking the aircraft. We've got to make sure everything is working properly and doing a thorough check of the airframe. After that, we'll do a load sheet to make sure that we're not carrying too much, we've got enough fuel, etc. And then the medical crew will go through all their medical equipment, and after that we'll go for a brief. And during the brief, we'll brief everything from meteorology to what are the threats of the day. So for example, today, weather is obviously is one of those features that is a potential risk today because of the low cloud and the bad visibility, so we brief that type of stuff.
And how many jobs do you go out to each week?
So on average we do 4 missions per day, so looking at 28 per week, and that's on the aircraft and the car behind you as well.
And what sort of emergencies do you attend to?
So when the bell goes off here, Helimed 29 will be going off to the most critical of incidents in the counties of Lincolnshire and Nottinghamshire. We only get called if it's a very severe case.
And how can people support what you do here?
People can support, so at the moment we're currently trying to raise £10 million for the charity. And our fundraisers are going to be at your football ground this Saturday. So if you've got some spare change, you know, if you're happy to donate some money towards the Links and Knots Air Ambulance, that would be really, really appreciated.
Obviously, it's a expensive process. Can you just talk us through some of the costs of the helicopters?
Yeah, I mean, the helicopter is anywhere between £8 and £10 million just for the actual helicopter itself. Then the medical equipment on board, every single thing costs a lot of money, and it costs on average per mission £4,000 for us to launch. So any incident that we attend, we're looking on average £4,000 in costs.
Can you just talk us through what you did here today?
Yeah, so obviously we've been here at Lincoln Air Ambulance headquarters, where we've just had a little look around the building and obviously all the things they offer. And then we've obviously seen the very important helicopter at the back, and we've had a talk through what's inside it, how it operates, what they do and all that stuff. So it's been very interesting.
And what do you feel like you've learned from the visit?
No, I've obviously learned I've got a very good insight in what their daily life is and how much sort of on their toes they have to be all the time. They have to be prepared, because obviously you never know when things are going to happen. And obviously, as we all know, they're like massively important and obviously saves lives every single day. So it's been really interesting to sort of just have a little chat about sort of what their thoughts are on a daily basis. So yeah, been very interesting.
And obviously it's a charity-run organisation. How important is it that fans continue to get behind a place like this?
Yeah, of course it's massively important. As you say, it's a charity, so obviously they are sort of funded by everybody around and stuff like that. And yeah, it's really important. Obviously that they save life on a daily basis. They do a great job and are basically heroes, I would say, aren't they? So yeah, really important.